What's up, YouTubers? This is Mr. Zarakai bringing you guys some red-green Ponza content today. With the new release this past week, I decided to take a stock list that you're looking at right now, and I'm going to add a bunch of new cards into it. Now, whether or not it's going to be good remains to be seen. But for now, let's just take a look at the cards that we're going to be exploring.
All right, first up you got Luca, Coppercoat, Outcast. The +1 ability, exile top 3, creature cards exiled this way. Gain, you may cast this card from exile as long as you control a Luca Planeswalker. Definitely handy, especially in a creature-heavy build, which, most stock lists run 25 to 28 creatures. But that's not why we even want to touch this card. The main reason, the main appeal that everybody's even talking about Luca is the -2. So let's read the -2. Exile target creature you control, then reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal a creature card with a higher converted mana cost. Put that card onto the battlefield, and the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. This is the ability that caught everybody's eyes, myself included. Because the way that we read it is -2, put Emrakul on the field. Next turn, I'm going to swing for 15. You're going to sacrifice 6 permanents and probably lose a game. This is why we are testing this card. Well, this is why I wanted to test the card. All right, let's take a look at the final ability on Luca. -7, each creature you control deals damage equal to its power to each opponent. It's okay. It's worth noting it only takes 3 turns to ultimate, which is 1 turn less than 4 mana Chandra, but it's still not the most exciting aspect of this card. Next up, Yadaro. Alright. Yadaro, Wandering Monster. Trample Haste, 8/8. Cycling, 1 in a red. Whenever you cycle Yadaro, shuffle it in your library from your graveyard. If you've cycled a card named Yadaro 4 or more times this game, put it on the battlefield from your graveyard instead. Which means you don't have to cast this. So this card caught my eye for a couple of reasons. 1, it's a cheap cantrip. 2, you don't have to actually cast the card. And technically, you just kind of cheat it out. The other thing to bear in mind is this is a card that fills the 2-drop slot, in a manner of speaking. No, it doesn't impact the board, but it gives you something to do when the opponent decides to bolt your elf, discard your Utopia Sprawl. You still have something to do on turn 2, even if it's not ramping into a 3-drop. Final card that we're going to be testing. And personally, this is kind of the one that I'm the most excited about. Obosh, the Prey Piercer. Alright, so let's take a look at this card. 3/5 body, 5 mana casting cost, 2 of which is either red or black, hybrid mana, worth noting there. Legendary creature, Hellion Horror. This is out of the new set that is part of the companion mechanic. Now, right now, companion as a mechanic is getting a lot of bad press, namely because of Luris and Garuda. But the mechanic, companion as a mechanic, is not a terrible thing. It's a new mechanic. It's unexplored space in a game that we are very familiar with. Now, honestly, if you ask me, I think Obosh is one of the companions that is perfectly fine. It's not busted. It's not broken. You have to warp your deck to accommodate what it's asking you to do. So let's read what this card's asking you to do. So Obosh reads, Companion, your starting deck contains only cards with odd converted mana cost and land cards. The payoff to this card is if a source you control with an odd converted mana cost would deal damage to a permanent or player, it deals double that damage to that permanent or player instead. Let's take a look at a stock Ponza list and kind of take a look at the curve that Ponza has on average. Break down on the analysis here. All right, here's your mana curve. 12 1 drops, 3 2 drops, 16 3 drops. Like, that's the bulk of the deck right there. It's right there in the 3 drop slot. All right, 6 cards in the 4 drop slot, 3 in the 5 drop. Now, I will tell you right now, Renin 6 isn't always stock. Much of Renin 6's recent usage has been due to people encountering a lot of the mirror match. So Renin 6 has been included in some lists, and the 4th Glorybringer has been cut. So if you take a look there, let's go back to this mana curve. Most of this deck is already odd. Odd in terms of converted mana cost. So that's over 30 plus cards that are an odd converted mana cost. So, in reality, when it comes to Ponza, you're not sacrificing a whole lot main board, but you are sacrificing some really key cards in the sideboard. So, looking at the main board, we're losing Scavenging Ooze, which I gotta admit, in this meta that is filled with Lurrus and Dredge and burn matchups, Skoos is going to be missed. You are definitely going to notice Skoos being gone if you're trying to make Obosh work. If you look at your 4-drop slot, Questing Beast is not a big deal. I can do without Questing Beast. Chandra, as a one-of, not a huge deal either. Here's the card that everybody's worried about losing. Main deck is Bloodbraid Elf. The glorious 2-for-1. The 3/2 haster. So we move on to our sideboard. Let's take a look. Let's sort this by the converted mana cost and see what we're losing out on. Boil, yeah, you might lose it, but it's not a heavily played card. And you do get the consolation prize of Choke. Not a huge deal. Obstinate Baloth. This is a card that many are definitely going to notice its absence. My plan is to replace this with Kitchen Finks, but you're still not going to get the free body off of an opponent's discard or an uptick on a Liliana of the Veil. Thankfully, you get to keep Anger of the Gods. That's definitely key in a lot of the creature matchups. And then Cindervines. Cindervines to me is kind of huge because it's that catch-all to any problematic artifact or enchantment that might get in your way. Plus, it's a taxing effect when you're trying to go on the aggro route against the likes of Storm, Control, and I really feel like whatever we decide to put to replace this is basically going to be more artifact focused as opposed to enchantment focused. Speaking of artifacts, Collector Oof. I'm not a big fan of Collector Oof in these deck lists. I feel like it being on a 2/2 body is super fragile, but it is the closest thing that we have to Stony Silence in these colors. It'll be interesting to see how I kind of fill that gap with Collector Oof being gone, even though I'm not a huge fan of the card. Lastly, what we end up missing is Weather the Storm in trying to accommodate for Obosh. This is huge. This card is key in mono red prowess and burn. And maybe the secret, if you're going to odd only, is to run 4 Kitchen Finks and call it a day. Or maybe if you're that worried about the loss of Weather the Storm, you put in a Pulse of Marasa as kitchen finks number 5 and 6, depending on how worried you are. Here's a solid look at the stock list one last time. We kind of went over everything that we're going to be missing by trying to accommodate the new cards. And let's take a look at what I have brewed up. Now, I present to you guys Red Green Ponza, post Ikoria, of course. This is what I'd like to call the Mr. Zarukai special. Now, I know some of you are probably wondering why Luca is in here, but no Emrakul. That's right, 0 Emrakul, but Yadaro as a payoff. And I promise you there's a reason for this semi-awkward deck building. So let's hop on over to Twitter and I will show you a poll that I ran before I put this deck list together. All right. For those of you that aren't following me on Twitter, just look me up, Mr. Zarukai, and shoot me a follow. That being said, here's the poll that I put on my Twitter. I believe it was last Friday. And as you can see here, I had 4 choices. Obosh Ponza with no Yadaro. Stock Red Green Ponza. And then what ended up tying was Luca Ponza with Emrakul and Obosh Ponza with Yadaro. Now I realize all of these, I could have put all 4 of these elements together. But I really wanted to have just one payoff with Luca and focus on showcasing and highlighting the new cards. So, there you have it. Alright, so let's take a look at this main deck. Like I said, the companion here is Obosh. So, the entirety of our main deck has been twisted to accommodate this new companion. In the 1 drop slot, nothing's really changed. With the 3 drop slot, it's gotten a little bit more in terms of volume. Mainly in that I added 4 Sigmund Spirit Guides and an extra 2 Bone Crusher. Bone Crusher kind of helps fill that 2 drop slot as well as the cycling on Yadaro. So I also included a 3 of Luca to basically exile any one of these 3 drop creatures and go right into Yadaro. So if you look at the new curve, what you end up with is 12 cards in the 1 drop slot. You have both Bone Crusher Giant and Yadaro filling in that 2 drop slot in the curve. And then you've got 13 cards that are guaranteed to be part of the 3 drop slot. Now, Simian Spirit Guide is kind of a flex card. Sometimes you're just going to cast a 2/2 monkey. Other times you're going to be exiling this bad boy out of hand to cast an early Luca or any one of these 3 drops. And then nothing otherwise in the 4 drop slot. And you've got Luca as kind of the curve topper in terms of what we want to cast on a normal game. And Yadaro, even though we can cheat out Yadaro both through Luca and cycling 4 times, Yadaro is there as a 7 drop that can be cast should we need to. Alright, so let's take a look at the sideboard. Of course, we've got Obosh as the companion. For the burn matchups, well, and the mono red prowess matchups, I've got 4 Kitchen Finks, Trinisphere, 1 Trinisphere. Kitchen Finks is also kind of a modular piece against control matchups as well as your grindy matchups like Jund. Choke is there for all your blue stuff. Pillage is there as a hedge against both the mirror as well as any remnant of Tron daring to rear its head during this meta. 2 Anger of the Gods to handle small creatures. I've got 3 Relic Progenitus. This is to combat Lurus decks as well as Dredge decks. And then Veil of Summer for the obvious, again, to combat both black and blue decks. All right, so this is definitely going to be interesting. So let's jump into some leagues and see where we can go from there.
Alright, turn 1. Yeah, we're going to keep this on play. I'd actually keep this on the draw as well. So fetch into a watery grave. Oh, it's mill. That's nice. Alright, I've got to turn off. These sounds, game sounds. Alright, we're just going to jam this Utopia Sprawl. So next turn, the plan is either to stomp his Hedron Crab. Oh, interesting. So this is not mill. Crabvine it is. Alright. Yeah, let's just go ahead and fire this off. Play a fetch. We'll fetch in their end step. Interesting. Opponents milling themselves. Looks like their hits have been pretty terrible. And they can't cast the Gravecrawler. Next turn they can cast the Gravecrawler. Alright. But they have a zombie. Let's see what we rip this turn. Okay, that's one heck of a rip. Alright. Yeah, we're just gonna slam Magus here. Hope my opponent does not have any basics, and I forgot to play my land. Crap. Yeah, we are 100% just taking the one here. And the opponent concedes. Even though I punted a little bit. Just a little bit. Alright, for this matchup, we'll bring in both Angers, 3 relics. I don't see a point to choke. Opponent's probably going to be fetching basics. there's argument for kitchen finks, but it's more of a question of what are we taking out. So Magus is good. I think the pillages are very mediocre, especially on the draw. We're going to leave Clothis. From here, I'm more or less tempted to kind of trim on the Yadaro package, even though we still haven't seen it. But I do want to see this card. Yeah, we're going to trim on Yadaro. Luca's just kind of slow, period. But we're going to leave one in there, hope we rip it. Otherwise, we're going to rely on our sideboard cards, Clothis to kind of eat up the graveyard, Bone Crusher and Lightning Bolt to take care of the smaller creatures. Magus will hopefully just kind of lock things up, and we'll see. Alright, opponent's on the play yet again. Yes. Let's review. Let's remind our opponent of our companion. Yeah. This is the key. So we're probably gonna. Ooh. Yeah, we're gonna turn 1 relic. Even if they have the answer to turn 1 relic, we can decide to get rid of Simian Spirit Guide and Cycle Relic. Alright, opponent's mold is 6. Grave Crawler. Double Simian Spirit Guide in hand. Alright, we're not going to F6 through this turn, just in case the opponent has interaction. What are we looking at? Glimpse the Unthinkable. Yeah. Targeting himself, of course. Let's see if we got anything to be concerned about. Narc Amoeba with an Amalgam in the yard. I think, for me anyways, that's good enough to say, alright, we're just going to go ahead and pop this relic, call it a day. Ooh. Alright, so let's play this mountain, and I think we're going to exile Simian Spirit Guide, play the Seasoned Pyromancer, discard 4 Stomping Ground, keep a Stomping Ground, and the Seasoned Pyromancer, and let's see what we kind of dig into here. Yes, we won't get any tokens, but you know what? That's quite alright. Nice. Alright. So we got Bone Crusher to answer a Hedron Crab. Otherwise, we got Seasoned Pyromancer to continue kind of churning through our deck. See if we can find some more of our hate pieces. Alright, opponent's going to try milling himself again to try and find something decent, and he straight bricks. Alright, I am quite okay with that. Do I block? That's $1 million question here. No, we're not going to block. Okay, I think what we're going to do is pay 2 life. Play a relic. Go ahead and activate relic. And then we're going to attack. Now the plan here is if the opponent just decides to play the Merfolk Secret Keeper. Ooh, Hedron Crab. Alright, we're going to be blasting Hedron Crab right out of here. Do you have a land? That's the question. Yes, you do. What do you got? Narcomoeba. Alright. So is Narcomoeba... It is not a zombie. Yeah, Narcomoeba's fine. Bloodghast. Vampire Spirit. Okay. $1 million question here. Do I blast this Gravecrawler? Or do I blast the Hedron Crab? I think I go for Hedron Crab. And then next turn I'll play Bone Crusher and have blockers up for both of these guys. Yeah, we're not going to block. Ooh. Gosh. $1 million question here. Do I attack, take my 2 for 3? I feel like I just attack, take my 2 for 3. Call it a day. Good block, opponent. Good block. Alright, I guess he's seeing what we're about to do. What do you have, opponent? Do you have Vengevine? I'm hoping not. Maybe you do. Yep. Vengevine's your last card. Alright. I'm going to take 4, go to 8. Draw step. Okay. I'm just gonna play a Bone Crusher right here. Then next turn, let's see what we got. Attack me, opponent. I will block. Every single time. Yep. Alright, so those trade. What's the one card in hand? Because if he's got creature... Oh, Amalgam. Yeah. I'm actually not even worried about that. So I can play Seasoned Pyromancer. Discard. Feels bad. But, gosh. Almost want to go Seasoned Pyromancer, discard 1, 2, get 1 token, see if I can rip a land. If not, just see what else I got going on. That way, if I go into double land, next turn I have Seasoned Pyromancer, dig 2 deep. Yeah. We're going to go with Seasoned Pyromancer number 1. Land, Seasoned Pyromancer being discarded. Oh, that's nice. Clothis. Alright. Clothis is really good. Alright. Got nothing to do here. I might be losing to this. And that's okay. So if I take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If I take 5, block the Vengevine, I die exactly to Creeping Chill. Next turn I can put 2 more bodies on the ground. Let's go with that. Double block this guy. I guess the line that I had was a little bit too greedy. What we got? Anger would be great. And hope he doesn't top deck Clothis. So we got Clothis. Oh, man. Alright, we're going to pop Relic. Let's start there. Play a land. Play Seasoned Pyromancer. Stitch a Clothis and a land. Arbor Elf. Alright. So we can chump off. We can chump. Yeah. I need an anger for this board, like right now. Anger number 2. Oh, buddy. So I play Arbor Elf. And I feel like I just play Clothis and try to survive a turn. Alright, and I am going to be at 1. Okay. Shit. I guess the real question here is, do I eat Clothis, go to 3, put my opponent to 7, and just go for double chumps on the Seasoned Pyromancer? And then next turn I would go to 5, put my opponent down to 5. But what am I hoping to do there? Right now, I feel like either way I'm kind of lose. If I play Relic, eat a snow-covered forest to cast the Relic, and then Seasoned Pyromancer chumps, I am losing to Bloodghast or Vengevine off the top. Part of me thinks I can't really beat that anyways. Alright, we're going to go with Relic here. Try to just be as mana efficient as possible with what we're doing. Because what this will do is it will open up a lot next turn if I survive. Come in. Over there. Oh, God.
Does he buckle from seeing all that?
What?
Why do you say, oh, whatever. Who said?
Close the door. Alright. We are just going to pass the turn. See what happens. Does the opponent have removal? Come in. Thank you. Alright, let's play Seasoned Pyromancer. Do I get to block opponent? Really? Opponent let me exile his Bloodghasts. That's definitely a punt. Huh. Oh, did you have the Creeping Chill the whole time? Yeah, you did. Okay, that's fine. Let's just draw one card. See where we would have went to. Okay. I don't think we were winning against the Creeping Chill anyways. Any changes post board? It's kind of the real question. Opponent's obviously playing around Magus, even though he did not see it that go around. Let's just run it back as is. All right. Reminder to both myself and my opponent: Obosh is my companion. All right. I have turn 2 Bone Crusher. Well, more like Stomp. Turn 3 Anger. Turn 4 whatever else I want. I'm going to keep this. And if they have Nut Draw, they have Nut Draw. Opponent mauls to 5. Does he go any further? Looks like he's probably going to stay. Alright, opponent's on a maul to 5. As we all know, with dredge-like archetypes, that does not really matter. Shock a Watery Grave. What do you got? Crab or Crawler? Alright, Merfolk's Secret Keeper. That's fine. Alright, play another fetch. Let's pass the turn. We are in no rush. Crab into double fetch. Sure. Opponent is playing Force of Negation. That's an interesting card choice. Alright. What else are you milling, opponent? Ah, Blood Gas. Alright. We're just going to fetch Forest here, stomp the crab. Let's see what we get. Another Pyromancer. So I can Pyromancer, ditch, Pyromancer land, because I eventually want to get to my companion, which I basically forgot about last game. Or I can go Bone Crusher, have a glut full of things available, which honestly, I like that path a little bit more. Alright, opponent, your go. What do you got? Alright, Bloodghast is back. What else do you have? Hardcast, Prize Amalgam. $1 million question. Do I drop an Anger here after attacking with Bone Crusher? Ooh. Alright, that's interesting. Like, I'm very interested in that. Let's attack here. See if the opponent decides to block. Probably will, in fear of an Anger. That's my guess. Yeah, that's what I thought. That's okay. Alright, play a Seasoned Pyromancer. Discard, fetch Seasoned Pyromancer. Let's see what we got. And we are playing Luca. 100% guaranteed next turn. Alright. Sure go, opponent. Try not to die this next turn. I feel like I just take this too, right? Or do I chump, let him put it in the graveyard, he gets prize amalgam back. Yeah, I'm taking 2. Merfolk Secret Keeper. Alright. Jam bread. Alright, we are going to Jamaluka. Let's see if opponent has removal in his remaining 2 cards. Exile this creature. Opponent, if you do not interact, you are going to be taking a lot from Yadaro. Opponent must be reading. Yes, I'm going to exile my Seasoned Pyromancer. It is on you to ensure it dies. Oh, we got to do it! We got to do it! Awesome. All right. Opponent, welcome to Yadaro. I'm about to dome you for 8. Well, okay, 4. Because you're obviously going to chump. If you don't, cool. You're going to 10. Buddy boy, will you win? That's the real question. I have Yadaro. Look at this. Look at this, guys. Luca, Yadaro. Luca, Yadaro. Who needs Emrakul? Yep. Take 4. You did. Alright. So next turn, we're going to play Clothis. Anger. Probably both. Depends on what they put on the board this turn. Now if the opponent attacks this go around, I am 100% blocking. Block, block, block. Vengevine. Oh. Okay. The real question here. Is he attacking Luca? Nope. Coming at me with that. Feel like I take this 4. He's going at Luca. I feel like I take the 4, block the Bloodghast, hope that he returns it. Yeah, there we go. All right, bring back your amalgam as well. That's okay. Look, look, I have answers. Are you bringing back amalgam? Let's see it. Let's see it. Yes, you are. Good opponent. Very good. All right. Oh, what am I saying? All right. Look at this board. Somebody tell me what the most optimal play is. All right. I'll give you a hint. It's over here. Over here, under the companion zone. First off, let's +1. I want to get a little bit excited, I guess is the phrase I'm looking for. What, is this my exile zone? So I have exiled... Okay, so we're going to not play games. We're going to play Obosh. Opponent's tapped out. And he's going to take 16. Read the card. Read the card. If a source you control with an odd converted mana cost would deal damage to a permanent player, it deals double that damage instead. Hey, opponent, take 16. Woo! Get wrecked! All right. All right. Let's go. That was great. You gotta admit, that was great. Or at least I gotta admit, that was great. Still cool. Hey, opponent, guess what I'm playing? No lands, we're going to ship this. I guess I'm going to keep this. I'm going to put a bolt at the bottom because I have 2 in hand. And let's see what the opponent's doing. Black Cleave. Turn 1 discard. Yep. Are you Jund? Loris Jund? Loris. Alright, they take bolt number 1. Land. That's cool. Not really. Ransack the lab. Actually. Alright, we're just gonna fetch a stomping ground here. Tapped. Hey, look at that. We got a turn 2 play. I'm going to play the Windswept Teeth, decline to give our opponent more information, and we're going to jam a Yadaro. We're just going to cycle him, but that's beside the point. What do we have for the Jund matchup? 3 Veil of Summers. Why? Because it seems good. 3 Veil of Summers. If they show us Goyf, we'll bring in the Relics. And I also like Kitchen Finks, depending on what variant they have. Looks like just black-red thus far. Seasoned Pyromancer's in there. Liliana. That's cool. Not really. Alright, we're just going to go ahead and cycle Yadaro. See what we rip off the cycle and see if that's just worse than getting rid of other stuff. Alright. We gotta stomp. So that means we're gonna need 2 red sources. So we are going to discard. I feel like we just discard Magus. Because I want to hit 4th and 5th land drops for Obosh as well as Luca. I mean, they're already playing around Blood Moon. They probably have removal in hand, so yeah, we're just going to get rid of Magus. And the opponent discards Kroxa. Okay. That's cool. Not really. Ugh. Alright, 2 things we can do here. We can play Pillage to avoid the inevitable. Opponent gets another tick up on Liliana, but we still get 2 Bolt and Bone Crusher next turn. But if opponent has a discard, then I'm in trouble. The real question is, can we beat a Kroxa? All right. I think I'm going to Pillage, try and buy us a turn. This may be incorrect with the other line being Bolt plus Bone Crusher Giant, but we will see. We are going to... Yeah, let's just blow this up. Or should we blow up the basic? We're going to blow up the basic in case we end up top decking another Magus, which will probably die to Bolt, but that's beside the point. Tick up. What are we discarding? 4 is for me. What about you, opponent? Lightning Skelemental. Damn it. This is going to be a little rough. Yeah. Alright, we're going to concede here, not show them what we got in hand. Might be an early concession. Probably not. Alright, we're going to jam Sphinx, Veil, Relic. While we're at it, we're going to trim on this package, get a little bit leaner. Magus is just not good here. Black-red deck with emphasis on black. I'm going to take out both Pillages. Sort by CMC. Alright, that looks a lot better, a lot leaner. What's wrong with that? See what we get? Yes. This is my companion. Oh boy. We're gonna keep this. Arbor Elf, go. Discard or Fatal Push. Bolt. Perfectly fine with that. Yeah, we're just gonna jam out Cloth this year. Start eating things. Cloth is just so good. Eat a bolt. Play land. We're just gonna pass. If the opponent wants the Thought Seizes, Bone Crusher Giant. If he tries to be cute, Inquisition. Alright. We're just gonna stomp you. And you can have a Seasoned Pyromancer. Bone Crusher Giant. Bolt that guy. You're going to take 2. Alright, Kroxa. Do I discard this? Yeah, probably. That's cute. I want to land here, so I'm not going to fetch. Eat Kroxa. Let's call it a day from there. Wow, opponent's already down to 8. Dear opponent, please Thought Seize me. Or not. Cool. I didn't even have to show him Veil. Now, most modern savvy individuals are going to realize that Veil is not commonly played in Ponza. Unless you're running my list with Obosh and nothing but odd stuff. Literally. Yeah, the pun's intended, people. Chuckle at it. Dad joke. I'm a dad. Don't hate. Alright. We're just going to submit this as is. Part of me wants to cut a Luca, go down to 1, put a Yadaro back in, but Here's my companion. Hear me roar. Oh, I like this. Yes, I will keep. Opponent, please mull to 2. Alright, opponent has discard. What you got? Pyromancer or Finks? One of those two you need to just dump and be done with it. Think about it. So let's see what the opponent takes, and then we'll talk about that. If I'm opponent, really depends on the hand, but I'm either taking Bolt or I'm taking Pyromancer. Are you really worried about... Really? Sprawl. So he wants to take away the mana development. Interesting. Okay. I'll bite. I'm glad the opponent didn't see this. Dank confident. I have to answer that, don't I? Like, even if he's got Skelemental next turn, I still have to answer that. Yeah. We're just gonna bolt this thing because we do not want the advantage kind of rolling away from us. Oh, this is a hard choice. All right. Clothis runs away with the game if we go to the long game. So, we're playing the Forest. And the real question is, do we hold up Bone Crusher in anticipation of a Skelemental? Or do we play Clothis and probably get rid of Bone Crusher Finks? Because the following turn we'll go eat that. Well, eat the Skelemental. This is a hard choice. I think Clothis is just too good to not play. Being able to answer a Kroxa while it's in the yard before it escapes is just too key. Like now, in order for our opponent to play a Kroxa, they have to have 6 mana. They got Unearth a Confidant. That's actually really good if they don't have removal. Holy cow! All right. So I hit their land drop, which is excellent. So right here, I'm gonna eat this Unearth. We're gonna main phase this stomp. Tell the opponent, have fun. If you had removal opponent, you should have done it right then and there. But we're gonna assume that you don't. So, Inquisition. Which one do you want? Because both are good. Good choice. All right. Now what are we eating? Dark Confidant. We don't want it coming back again. So we're gonna play land, play Finks. Pass the turn to the opponent. Opponent did not have instep removal. It's actually, it's really surprising. I wonder if they're holding it for Bone Crusher Giant. 2 cards in hand. What are you waiting on? Ooh. Let's get rid of Inquisition. What are the odds this opponent has Dreadhorde Arcanist? Pretty low, right? Alright, so we're not going to yield at all through our turn or the next turn. And we're just going to hold up Stomp. Make the opponent wonder what's in our hands. Ah, I got their own Pyromancer. All right. I feel like we just Stomp Face, call it a day. That's the plan. They got rid of Kroxa. Has opponent played... We're on turn 6. Opponent has played a Mountain and discarded a Kroxa. It seems like a mistake. Could have easily went... Huh, okay. So they chose to not play Kroxa and then exile Kroxa. Well, did they have enough cards? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ah! They couldn't have anyways. That makes a lot of sense. Alright, let's Stomp the opponent. Put him to 4. We're at 24. I do not see how they come back. Okay. Yep. GG. Look at that, ladies and gentlemen. 2-1, 2-1. We're up 2 games. Let's see what the other 3 hold for us.